In a world where 7 people will play a game like never before. Will they survive? Audio Dungeon.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to FPC Adventures. I'm Tony Hansen, your host and DM. And right now we are playing with a bunch of the fans that watch the show. All the fans here seeing here have player characters in the world. And this will be the second adventure that we've done. So some of them, like Garthard, are in sort of a limbo state right now. Some are probably going to make. I know some of the decisions they want to make today, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. This is going to be episode, I believe, it'll be 20.5. So you can find it on Celestial War season 4, 20.5. It puts it right between these 2 episodes. And we're going to go around right now to everybody else, and everyone just state your name and the character you play and the class and the race. We'll start with top left. I don't know if anyone has the same screen that I do, but we'll start it with Oni on top left.
Onify, and my player character's name is Lamora McCracken. She is the captain of the Val Dusk. She was last seen in Arlight in the Grand Library listening to Alabaster's grand speech. She is a tiefling, and she is a gunslinger. Well, technically, she is a gunfighter in this world.
Okay, Derek?
I am Derek. I play Garthard, the Bronze Dragonborn, who is a rogue Echo Knight, and he was last seen shooting a lightning bolt breath at a giant crystal of timey-wimey stuff. Yeah, that's basically the last we saw and know of him.
Let's go to Richard.
I'm Richard Wilde. I play Mr. Nobody, the director of the Exchange. He's a human rogue wizard and last seen in Allied Library, helping Alabaster prep the books before he did his big speech. And it'll be interesting to see where we go from here.
Awesome. We got Nick with us today. Nick's hanging out. It looks like Nick's going to just be rolling some dice for us today. How you doing, Nick?
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm a human. My wife would say that I'm half orc. I'm a business development manager and a wedding DJ. So
awesome.
Substitute roller. So if somebody needs a substitute role, let me know. I got my dice here.
So he gets pluses to perception checks when trying to listen. Let's go over to Charles. How's it going, Charles?
All right. I'm Charles Morrison. I play Do Windsong, half elf ranger. Last he was seen was going into the mines of Sunken City. He'd just gotten the 30 dwarves started on excavating the tunnel to help the heroes out.
Awesome. Charles, where are you from?
Rockingham, North Carolina.
Wow, awesome. And
hey, Tony,
yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Could we see where everybody's from? I'd be interested. I'm in central Illinois, right in the middle of Illinois, but I'd be interested to know where everybody else is at.
Sure, let's do it. Oni, where are you from?
California.
Derek?
Alberta, Canada.
Richard?
Dunedin in New Zealand.
Charles from North Carolina, you just said. Keenan?
I'm Keenan Brown. I'm from Petawawa, Ontario in Canada.
Oh, we got a lot of different places. It's awesome. Yep. So this is what the internet has done. It's made it's put 7 people together that would never have played Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop together ever, and from all across the globe. It's crazy. Keenan, tell us about your character.
Yeah, we get too far into it. I play Xander, half-orc fighter Eldritch Knight. Currently, I got Sparky with me trying to open up a gnome tech door that currently keeps us from finding out the possible situation with Garthard. Who knows? Maybe he's on the other side. Maybe he's not.
Okay. So that is it. So everyone is in different places right now, so we're going to hop back and forth. Now, the airship currently is over Arlight. That's where we left it off in the episode. So let's just establish where people are. Charles' character, do we know you're going down below Sunken City? So, Livmore, where are you right now?
She's in the library. So, wherever Alabaster went, she followed him.
Okay, so you're in the Great Library. Is anyone else in the Great Library? No.
That
Garthar.
poor man.
Mr. is, isn't he?
Mr. is as well.
Okay. Mr. is in the Great Library.
There's that poor man who was trying to find a bathroom.
Yeah, the man in the purple coat is lost forever.
Yes. He'll never escape. Xander, we know you are. You're in the Chrono Tower. And you with Sparky. And he was below. And that is it. Okay, so let's start with everybody in the Great Library. So Alabaster has just made his speech to everybody. You see him go around and go back into the back room, and he's talking with the heroes, and they're discussing different things. People are in awe or in amazement of the story he just told, because it pretty much upsets the entire history of the world, and people are all discussing it. They're passing out the information. They're letting people know that are not in the area to hear it, and it's almost like everyone is in that library, but there are thousands and thousands of people all gathering around the city, just pouring out like a static crowd. And so the people are just sharing their story and talking about it and things like that. So you guys are walking around, and Liv Mora and Mr., you guys can role play right now. You guys find each other within the crowd.
Mr.
Yes.
So I have some concerns about that speech. If we are to believe that this is true, I'm slightly worried here that when Dragano returns, that he is going to affect the crystals that are strewn throughout the world, as well as just as we heard Alabaster talking about the fact that if the ancients came back, it would affect all of their crystals. Correct?
Yes, you heard his entire speech.
Okay, so I'm slightly concerned that when he comes back, I was under the impression that these crystals came from the larger crystals, and if he comes back and spreads his darkness through all these crystals, it might impact the way the smaller crystals are working. I am going to wait here for Alabaster to return from the back room and see if I can have a conversation with him about the effect that this might cause to the functionality of the smaller crystals.
My big concern at the moment is if the crystals do stop working and Alabaster doesn't go back into his normal time frame, what's that going to happen? If he doesn't go back to the normal time frame and doesn't pass on the quest to the crew in the first place, we won't be here. So I think we need to basically head to areas now and actually have that conversation about either getting him to go back to his normal time frame or whatever the master plan is, because if it does happen, we could be in some serious trouble.
So you guys are talking for about 10-15 minutes, and then finally you see the heroes come out, and they seem to have conviction pretty much written all over them, and they make their way outside through the crowd, and Alabaster kind of says goodbye to them and walks amongst the crowd near you guys. So you do have an opportunity to go up to him now, and you can speak with him.
Right,
he's basically looking probably for you, Liv Moore, since he knows you're the captain of the airship. So he's probably coming towards you.
Okay, so I'm going to walk towards him and speak to him. Alabaster, that was a fantastic speech. I think everyone here can agree that we were all moved and shocked by what happened. We were discussing among ourselves, and we have a slight concern about the crystals that are. You said that if Dragano were to like get a hold of the collector's crystal, he would transmit himself among all the crystals, the ancient crystals above. We were wondering, do you know whether or not these smaller crystals have any impact on the ancients crystals? If Dragano were to get into the larger ancient crystals, would it affect the smaller ones strewn throughout the world?
I have never seen anything like this before, but from what I see, I believe that if he takes control of the collector's crystal, it will immediately affect all the other crystals because he will gain in power to a degree we have not seen. I believe all of the crystals will be pulled in, no matter where they are hidden, all at the same time. If that happens, I imagine the other crystals will be involved as well, but I cannot say for sure.
Then we may have an issue. I mean, most of these devices that we take for granted these days, such as the airships and even my prosthetic leg, are run by these crystals and their unique abilities. I would also assume that the tower itself has, using the diamonds, which have time magic. I believe myself and both Mr. are slightly concerned that if those crystals were to stop working, that the time device in which you came to our time would cease to function, and we might have a slight issue with you returning and helping the cast, our crew, heroes of Andaria, return or go on their original quest. Do you have any idea on if that might be an issue for you?
I do not know. I am here on a, let's call it a gut feeling. I'm hoping that I'm being helpful, but I cannot say what will happen. I do not know.
Alabaster, I don't think it's worth the risk of having you out of time. I do believe that we should head back to the Chronomancer's tower and go and put you back to your correct time frame. Because if something happens and you are out of the wrong, and you're in the wrong time, and the crystals all stop working, that will have dire consequences.
It is true. I feel like I should be here for them. If the battle happens, it will be important that they have every bit of help they can get. And if they lose, there is no world to speak of either way. I will not put myself into any more danger than I have to, though.
Well, is there a way to get you out of the rod? You were absorbed into the rod. Is there any way that we could actually bring that version of yourself out of the rod?
And in that way, you
Do you have any ideas?
You could help them in the future here and still fulfill your duties in the past.
Past requirements.
Yes, past requirements.
So I have, over the past hours, I've become knowledgeable of what has transpired. And I see that my spirit is in the rod. And I believe I did this because I know the true purpose of the rod. This rod is a weapon. And it must be used. And it must be used on Dragano. And it must be used by the heroes. There's enough light within them from the dragon Ember. And with my spirit in there as a lightborn, there will be enough power within it to hopefully help destroy Dragano. You see, he is an immortal. We cannot slay him as we would a dragon or a creature. We cannot take him down and from his full health to nothing. Something else must be done. The only way he can be destroyed is by the wildness, the wild magic that is located in this rod, its connection to all the collective consciousness and souls throughout the world, and my spirit helping guide it. So things are perhaps as they should be. In regards to me being here, I suppose that is very risky. I haven't fully decided what I will do next.
That's a lot of information for me to process.
I'm going to give you guys a break, and I'm going to head over to, let's see, let's go to Do right now. So Charles, you are below Sunken City, and you've been making your way down. Now you've been going down with miners, and obviously some of the wizards there have given you guys water breathing so you can get down there, I imagine. Now you're heading to Ember's lair, or heading somewhere else?
And heading to the tunnel to get them started so they can start excavating. I know the spike tunnel collapsed. How much of the rest of the tunnel collapsed?
The tunnel right before the lair, you mean?
Yeah.
Before the crystal?
Yeah. Yes.
That's completely collapsed.
Okay.
The tunnel going down there in the first place is collapsed a bit, and the miners pretty much worked in that, and you guys were able to get through. So you can make your way to Ember's cave, or near the collector's dungeon, or out to sea, or back up top. That's the places you know about that you can make it.
Yeah. Well, I wanted them to get started on clearing the path to the collector's crystal.
Okay. So you let them know where it is, and they start making their way down there. And you spent a lot of time down here already for a couple of weeks, so that's easily something you could have been doing. So you're down there, and you bring them to that point, and you show them where that the entry is, and the miners get to work on trying to open it up.
Okay. The two guards that came with me, are they gnomes or dwarves?
No dwarves.
So the guards are gnomes.
At this time period, there are no dwarven guards.
Okay. So I didn't get any guards to come down here with me at all, did they?
You could bring guards. You could have brought guards in there. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, because I asked Jenny to give me two guards that he trusted.
Yeah, that's fine. So you have two guards with you. That's okay.
Okay. Now, me and the two guards are going down to Ember's lair.
Okay.
And what I want to search any of the dragon-sized tunnels, specifically any of them that are warmer than the other.
Okay.
Warm current coming through.
Okay, so we're going to put your character finally, after all the activity you've done, starting now from the lair, and the two guards are with you. The miners are down doing what they got to do, and you start searching the lair there. Give me an investigation check.
13.
Okay, you're searching around. You're looking for any signs of like water flow that's warmer. Unfortunately, you're not really finding anything of note. There's a lot of debris here. There's a lot of the dust, the amber sparkle dust that's still around the area from below. And there's trinkets and things like that. You're not finding any more dragon scales either. You pretty much removed the ones that you thought were worth removing. And that's it. The guards are looking around. So what are we looking here for? Nick, you want to play a guard?
Yeah, well, we are underwater, so how can they talk?
Blub, blub, blub.
Yeah, so you can talk, but it sounds a little watery.
You got it.
Okay, so Nick is one of the guards. I'll be one of the other guards. So what are we down here for? What are we looking at here?
Looking for where Ember would have stored her most precious treasure.
And what's that?
Well, an egg.
An egg?
No, maybe an egg.
You think she has...
Who knows?
You're saying there's more dragons?
I can neither deny nor confirm that.
I hope I'm not wasting my life here looking for some dragon that doesn't exist, or an egg.
Wait a minute. What do you think one of them eggs worth?
Good omelet.
So we're going to eat it.
Yeah, well, who knows? We'll know when we find it, if we find it. We may not find anything.
Fine. He starts looking around, just kind of poking around. I'm going to roll a check for him. He rolls a 1. He's just looking at the wall. It's like, perfect. I don't know. Nick, make a D20 roll investigation.
There you go. 14.
Okay, so you guys are looking around. Unfortunately, you're not really finding much of anything in here.
Okay, well, then I'll just pick one and start in it. Start going down that tunnel.
Okay, so you guys back out of this area. You go back to that main area, if you remember, where you can go a whole bunch of different directions, up and down and such. Do you want to go down in a general direction? Do you want to go down or up?
Down.
Down. Okay. Roll another investigation check. Keep in mind, you keep failing these, you're going to have a very boring adventure.
I know. 18.
18. That's a little bit better. City roll. Oh, I rolled a 19 too. Okay, so you guys start heading down. You finally get to some sort of area where you do feel that there is current, but the current you're not feeling heat. Like you were mentioning, you're not feeling a difference in temperature, but you are noticing that the current goes into an area, like flying through an area of the rock that seems strange.
Okay, I'll go and investigate that.
Okay, you head over to the rock, and you realize that the rock is apparently not really there. It's some sort of illusion, and you're able to put your hand right through it.
I'll go through.
Okay. The guards look at each other. They're a little shocked at this. If there's a wizard on the other, if there's a wizard on the other side of this, I'm not going to be very happy.
Can't say as I will be either.
You guys go through, and all of a sudden the water completely stops. You're in air, and you walk into not a large cavern, but basically a large cave. This probably goes about 35 feet high. There's stalactites and stalagmites all in the cave, and the cave just continues on and forward.
Huh. Okay. Move forward.
Okay. You guys start making your way down. You walk for probably about 4 or 5 minutes, and the cave finally opens up into a large cavern. Now, this cavern, again, you see the stalactites and stalagmites all over, ceiling and floor, and you see this cavern is almost looks like it's been chiseled out not by somebody with a tool, but you believe maybe by the dragon. It's almost looks like it's like a perfect size for the dragon to squeeze in and kind of spread itself out. In the middle of this whole thing, you see there's a large like a pit in the center, and it kind of carves out the whole middle of this giant cavern, and basically it goes into darkness in which you look down that pit from far away. Just imagine the size of a coliseum for this whole area.
Oh wow! Okay then, I can't. I imagine I can't see the bottom.
Nope.
What would you say the diameter of that pit is, Tony? The Coliseum size, or is it smaller? Is it within the Coliseum size?
It's the field size of the Coliseum.
The diameter of the pit is
right.
Okay.
The field, like if you're looking where the gladiators are fighting.
Yeah. It's a long way down, mate.
That it is. Pick a rock up and drop it in.
Okay, roll d20. Lit Nick.
15.
You look for something. Aim for the center. You throw the rock down. You listen. You maybe hear like hit something. So you can determine that there is some sort of object or there is some sort of bottom, and it probably took about 4 or 5 seconds for it to reach it.
Well, I got 50 foot of rope.
You go first.
Yeah, well, I would. Let's see if there's any stairs or anything. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll search.
Go for it. You can both search for that.
17.
I got 15.
You both search for stairs, and you don't believe that anyone of humanoid descent has ever been here.
Okay.
No stairs.
Well,
anybody got a torch on them? Can we throw a torch down there?
I'm going to roll. If I roll 5 or 6, I have a torch. I do not. No, nothing.
No, I left all them upstairs. Well, I'll tie the rope to a rock.
I guess we're going to have... What character are you? What's your race, Charles?
Half elf.
I mean, I guess we have to say that you guys have one torch on you, but it's the torch that if you lose, you're going down to dark vision or nothing. So we'll say that, Charles, you have a torch on you.
Yeah, I'm out. Okay, I got it.
Okay, if you get rid of that torch, obviously that's the problem.
Yeah. All right.
And you'd be like, actually, you went through water, so that torch is probably not going to light anymore. So we bring you up.
I didn't bring any.
Did we get the light from Galadriel for this or?
No, unfortunately, no. So we're going to say that you pull out the torch that you had. So here's the reality of the situation. I made your solution is made your problem. So you pull out the torch, you try to look and I light it up. It's all soggy. It's pretty much good for nothing right now. So you guys are in this room and you have almost no visibility.
Well, I'll tie the rope to a rock, one of the stalactite, one of them, and
I always forget too. Okay, so you start tying it in. Roll a rope use check.
I'll keep a good firm hold on the rope up by the knot, so you always know where I'm at. I always have a hand on the rope.
Okay.
All right. I rolled a 17.
Okay. So you tied a good knot. Nick, your guard sees that the knot is pretty good. You start climbing down and you're making your way down, rappelling down, and just trying to see what's down here. You start getting down probably about. This is your rope. You just have one rope. I'm going to assume it's 50 feet.
Yeah, I just got one rope. That's all I got is one.
Okay, so you start getting to the end of your rope. No pun. And as you're down there, you're hearing unusual sounds, but you're also seeing something with your vision that you believe may be what you're looking for. In the center of this pit, on some sort of platform, it looks like it could be a large stone or it could be a large egg. But you also hear disturbing fast sounds, like.
Okay. How far down past my rope is it before I hit the floor?
You think it's probably another 100 feet down and in the middle. And you don't know if it's like the reverse donut where there's a middle and there's nothing on the outskirts, or what it is.
Okay, guess I'll be climbing back up because I need more rope. Huh.
What'd you see down there?
Not what I seen so much as what I heard. There's something down there. Probably a lot of somethings.
I'm not
There's
going.
Not a lot of. I ain't going down there.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you guys off for a second. We're gonna jump over. Garthor, I'm gonna save you for last. Keenan, we're going to you right now. You are going in. You were with Sparky. You're going into the tower. You guys just glided in. The dusk is over at our light. You can still see it, and you guys arrive at the top of the tower.
Oh, okay. So we haven't gotten to the door yet.
No.
Okay.
You arrive there. Nothing is happened. Nothing's changed. Everything seems fine as you left it.
Okay.
So where's this door?
Down a couple of the levels. We're gonna have to get to it first. But before we get there, there's a barrel I need to get. If you come with me. Oh, okay. Trust me. You might like what's inside.
Okay.
And Xander will take him down to I think it was Elvish wine barrels that we found.
What was the name of the wine?
It was named after the Elven capital city, the Dark Elf capital city.
Yeah.
It's Dark Elf wine. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Pale tree wine.
Pale tree wine.
Pale tree wine. That's it.
So pick up a barrel of pale tree wine and bring it down to the door with us.
Okay, so it's a huge barrel. So you grab a huge barrel. It's way bigger than he is. What race are you? Are you human?
I'm half orc.
Half orc. Okay, so you pick it up and he puts a hand on it. He's like, so we came back to this tower to get this wine?
Well, after we open the door, we're gonna need a drink. That's for sure.
Well, where are we gonna go?
Just down a couple more floors.
We're bringing it down?
Yeah, we can roll it there.
Okay, you start rolling it down very carefully. Roll a d20 since you're rolling a wine barrel downstairs. I'm going to say anything less than a. I'll let you use an intelligence check, which is probably bad for you, unfortunately.
It's not that bad.
You
I'm an Eldritch Knight.
Okay, good.
Got an 11.
That's right. Okay, so you roll it down. It's getting bumped up a little bit, but you're not breaking it. So you guys roll it down. And which level are you going down to?
We're going down to the library so we can get into that secret office.
Very good. I want to see
going over to the.
Forgot that. So you go down to the library. The library is all charred from the mysterious fire from the drakes. You guys make it over to the back room, and then you guys begin your descent way down.
Keep your eyes out. There might be a couple drakes still in here.
I remember. You guys go all the way down, and when you get to the very bottom, you reach the door that I described you last time.
Here's the door.
The door has a gnomish device on it, and he looks at it and he goes, "Oh, wow.
Last time we were here.
Treasure?
Maybe. Garthard went on to the other side and hasn't come back.
How did he get there?"
I think he cast one of his spells that he got through his time magic. Whatever it is. Anyways, when we were here, Mr. R did these particular combinations, and Xander will show him the first two lock combinations that he saw that actually worked. So then we can just skip on to the third one.
Okay, so the last one was I think it was 23 or 24?
24.
Yeah. However, it was also supposed to reset after a set period of time. Has that elapsed?
Not a lot of times happen. I'll tell you what, you can do a blind roll for it. Give me a D20. If you roll a 1 through a 4, it goes back. And you have to do all three again.
13.
Okay, so you check it. It apparently still is on the third spot. So the work that Mr. did was not for nothing.
So, do you
it
think
looks like it's close.
Make the third one work?
I'm gonna try. He sits up. He you see him he's rubbing his brow, and goes over to it, puts his hands in it, and starts messing with it. I'm gonna make the roll right now. Here it comes. Here we go. He's gonna give a plus 8 to his roll. I'm gonna need to roll a 16 to get this to happen, which is a hard roll. Here we go. I rolled exactly 16.
You just pulled it off.
Exactly. You probably can't see it, but it's exactly 16. Okay, so you see he's about to fail, he's about to close, and he clinks it out at the last second, and the door goes opens up. The other side, you see this huge diamond spinning in the center of the room. The diamond is larger than your whole body, and much larger, and just spinning around slowly. And is actually this white lightning spinning with it around it. It looks like a dynamo, turning around. Sparky's ooh. What does it do? What is it?
Before we get to any of that, we're opening this keg. Xander opens the keg and pours us both a drink. I don't see Garthard in there. Here, drink up.
Okay, he takes his hand. He has some of the wine. See if he likes it. It's okay. I don't think it's worth rolling it down thousands of steps.
Who knows? Let's check out this room. We'll step inside and look for Garthard.
Okay, so you step inside the room. That diamond's in the center of the room. The room isn't that big, but it is pretty much almost the size of the width of the tower, the diameter of the tower. You don't see anything else of note except for maybe some intricate design in the stonework around. It's basically all about that diamond in the center.
Does some of the stonework have a arcane significance?
Yes.
Magic-wise?
Yes.
Could I try and read into that?
Roll if you have some sort of knowledge arcana check, you can do that.
Should, yes. 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just tell you the answer then. So basically, the arcane, the significance in arcane of the statues is based around the fact that they seem to all be griffins, and they're all like griffins going down. And there is, can your character read, I guess, our actual arcane?
He's an Eldritch Knight, so he's trained in magic.
Okay.
But he's only got like common Elvish, Orcish.
Okay.
So.
You can get enough words from it. You're not a sage, but you get enough words from it that tell that the writing on these griffins is basically all about sustenance. And it's not sustenance in a person; it's sustenance of the diamond and the spell and the magic enchanting it. So there's something to do with the columns. That it's the way the enchantments are set up that are keeping this diamond in the rotate and not degrading in any sort of way.
Essentially, probably keeping the tower alive and all of its chronomancy.
Can't answer that. You're assuming now.
Is my guesstimation.
Yeah.
I think we should probably call the other Sparky. Let them know that Garthard's no longer in here.
Yeah, I don't see him.
He didn't touch the gem.
If he touched the gem, he's probably dead.
Nah, I won't touch it either. Probably fucking zap me to tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in the right mind would ever want to touch that.
Let me call Mistar. And Xander will send a message to Mistar, letting him know about the brilliant, magical, timey-wimey gem in front of him, and Garthard no longer being here.
Okay, so you send a message to Mr. Mr. You get it. You receive the message. You can answer back right now. Quickly, go ahead.
Holy crap.
Okay, that's the message
Do you
back.
need us? Do you want us to come? It would be the one I'd throw back.
Okay, so you can cast a spell again, Keen, if you want to continue.
Okay. I get it's a big deal, Mistar, but what would you like to do with this? Should we do anything? We mess with the tower, it could mess with everything we planned.
I'll talk to Alabaster and come back to you. Best thing I can do right now. Don't touch anything.
That's also the best thing to do right now.
As he says that, Xander will then go back to the griffin glyphs and start kind of touching and reading along, trying to get more information off of it.
Okay. Okay, so you try to touch every crevice that is possible to touch.
Not that kind of touching.
Okay, we're going to go over to Garthar right now. So we last left you off in the first one. You actually touched this crystal, and
I lightning breathed the crystal.
Yes, you lightning breath the crystal.
Technicalities.
You touched it in a meta sense.
Yes, essentially.
So your reality around you changed, and you died. So, no, I'm just kidding. Nick looked right up. What? So your whole
do you want me to
reality
mail my character sheet to you?
Yes, please please put it in an envelope, mail it to me.
Gotta print it off fucking D&D Beyond first. Sorry.
The whole reality around you changes, almost like you're being teleported. And when we last left off, you were thinking about kind of the shores where you were born. And where you're standing is somewhere quite different. The entire sky is purple. There's a lot of mist around. And behind you, you're standing on the shores facing outward. When you look behind you, you see like this large island with a mountain on it. And you're on the beaches of the island. In the distance, you can see, besides seeing the whole sky go on for a while, which is confusing to you. You've never seen a sky like this before, or at least you don't recollect in your recent memory. But you see large mountain ranges all nearby, across water.
Across the water?
Yes, there's one mountain behind you on this island, but also across the water, there's a lot of other mountain ranges.
Well, this is unusual. I will. I just kind of stare around for a while, going, "What is? What? Why purple? Who chooses a purple sky?" And I will turn around and I'll face the island. One thing I'm going to definitely do, I'm going to look for smoke in the sky. For any evidence of smoke or signs of civilization.
Okay. Perception.
Not good.
I was like,
Not good.
you have to do a
Not
double
good
take
at
and a
all.
die.
Perception. So that. Oh, okay. Well, with a +7, that is 11.
You look around, you see the mist I described to you before. You don't see any signs of civilization, at least not right from where you are right now. And you only see what I described.
Okay. I'm going to start walking along the shoreline.
Clockwise or counterclockwise?
Counterclockwise.
Okay. So you start making your way in an easterly direction, heading north. As you're wrapping around the entire island, you walk around for probably about an hour, not finding anything. And finally, when you pass a certain part of the mountain, you do see some sort of small town or something there.
All right.
Seems to be put up against the mountain.
Like, with the mountain, do I notice anything? There's no activity. Like, it's not a volcano, clearly. It looks like a mountain.
You're not sure if it's a volcano or a mountain.
So no activity from it if it was a volcano?
Yeah, there's nothing coming down to kill you. Right?
Okay. I'm going to start heading towards the town.
Okay. You start heading towards the town. You get within probably about a couple hundred feet, and you see a couple of humanoids walk out. And they're all dragonborn like you.
I'll stop.
Okay.
What? Excuse me. You there. Hello. Call out to them.
So you start saying things to them. You hear them speaking to each other, and then they start speaking to you. Do you speak the Dragonborn language for any reason you can make it?
Common, Draconic, and Thieves can't, apparently. But
you speak Draconic. Where would your character have learned that?
I don't know. That was a natural one. That was one that just came with it.
So, came with being a Dragonborn, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, because your story was that you were orphaned, right?
Well, I woke up in the sea at the age of 13 and was saved by merchant sailors. I have no memory before the age of 13.
Okay, so they come over and they start speaking to you, and you are only able to understand a few words. The language feels familiar to you, but you don't really fully understand the language.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm lost. Where am I? Where?
You speak in Draconic?
Yes.
Okay. So they tell you the name of the place. You hear the word dragon, which is an easy one to hear in Draconic, but you don't get the name. You're not able to understand because you can't tell if they're saying the name of a place or if they're saying a word that you don't understand. But they do seem welcoming and friendly of you, and they kind of like try to take you with them.
I'll go with.
Okay. You walk into this small town. It's probably about a few thousand of these dragonborn creatures, and it's occurring to you that like this is where you could have come from, but how these people exist and why they exist, you're not really sure. So out of game, forget the dragon-born ancestry. Although this is not dissimilar, but forget anything else that you would know. They bring you in. Finally, an elder comes in, and they're talking to the elder and talking to you. They basically are offering you food, offer you a drink, offer you to sit down and just kind of relax.
I am stunned. Like, I've never seen anyone of my own kind before. Seeing these people, like, I'm guessing various colors of Dragonborn, I'm just gonna sit down and just kind of go with it. I have no idea what is going on. Where are all of these Dragonborn coming from?
Okay, so you sit down. They're treating you well. They try to say a few things to you. You can tell they're trying to ascertain where you came from. They don't understand. What is the reply that you give them when they ask you where did you come from?
Andaria.
The Earth, the planet.
Yeah. What's the continent even? What do they call the continent?
It's called the Westlands and the Eastern Lands. They don't refer to it as a continent because to everybody in Andaria, they just
Westlands.
They don't know of any other continent.
Sunken City. Not here.
Okay, so you're not sure if they really understand you or are getting enough information from those answers. We're gonna stop. We're gonna put you on pause right now, and we're gonna head back over to Livmore and Mister. You guys are just been talking, Mister. You were gonna say that you clued in Livmore to what Xander told you. You guys can now role play from there.
So there's a giant diamond.
Yes. That's what he said.
It's probably running the tower then. Like Harold is running the time stop magic with in the other place in Sunken City. I still think that Alabaster seems like he wants to go to Sunken City, but I still think it's probably a good idea for him to go back. I don't know. I mean, it'll really depend on what Alabaster wants to do. If Alabaster wants to go to the Sunken City, I would say that it's probably best to follow and go with him. But I mean, I still think that in the long run, it would be more beneficial for us to try the other plan that we discussed earlier, if he is willing to do it. We'll have to find him. Is Alabaster still around?
He's still near you. He's talking to some people. People are asking him for blessing. People are asking for advice, and people are just scared. So you have easy access to him. You can go and talk to him.
Okay, so I'll head over to Alabaster and politely wait for him to finish whatever he's doing, and then speak to him again.
Yep, he frees up. Go ahead.
All right, so Alabaster, we just received some kind of magic message from Xander and our friend Sparky. Apparently they're in the tower and they've discovered a rather large diamond. It's rotating around and apparently some kind of magic. We don't know what it is. We are of the conclusion that it is probably what is keeping the tower operating without the Chronomancer. But we don't know for certain. There's no way to tell. We are still rather worried about what will happen if that magic becomes corrupted by Dragano. Even if we manage to fight Dragano, if he still takes over the power of that magic, then it could seal that way for you to return. So at this point, I mean, me and Mistar were thinking that the best course of action would be for you to return through the room that you returned to before. And if you would allow it, we were thinking we would return with you through the door and then have you close the door, open it again as you did to your time, and prop it open again so that we could travel into the past, your past, where we could speak to the Chronomancer, possibly speak to, travel around to different places that the heroes of Andaria had never traveled to, and see if we could recruit more help. And if we did it this way, we might be able to return to the room in the exact same way, and one of us could close the door and open it, and we could return to this time as well if you felt like you wanted to return.
I know very little of time travel, even though I am probably breaking many time travel rules right now. But if everyone feels it is in the best interest for me to return, then I shall. So then fine, let us go.
The dusk is standing by, and we can go up there. I would normally ask Volt if he wanted, but he is up there with 2 mage right now doing something, so I'm not sure. Maybe we could ask him along the way if he wanted to join us, but we could definitely do that. Let's head to the dusk then, and we'll head back to the tower.
Okay, you guys head back to the tower.
Yep.
We'll move that along. You meet up with Mister, and you guys go. You guys arrive at a tower, and I imagine you start heading down to that bottom level, right?
Yes.
When he does Ender.
To meet up with Xander?
Yes. First, we want to do is catch up with Xander, and before we move down to the doors where.
Fill him in on what we're doing, and ask him if he wants to come.
Okay. You guys walk down at the tower. You walk down. You walk into the library, and you see a wizard has his hand on the books, and he's holding it. He's holding alabaster staff in his hand, just like holding it like he has it. And he looks up at all of you, and it's the Chronomancer.
Oh, saves us a trip.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna put you guys on pause for a second. We're gonna go back over to Do.
Yep.
You are standing there, Nick. You're still with them. You come back up the rope. You've looked down into the center from the very top. You just see the darkness. But as you went down there before, you saw something that could be an actual egg, if that's what it is, or it could be a red herring. You're not sure.
And I just heard the one creature or more than one creature.
You don't know.
Okay. Well, we're definitely going to need. Well, I'm at least definitely going to need more rope to get down there to see if what I seen is what I'm looking for. So,
I think you're going to need more help.
it's a possibility. How long did it take us to get down?
To here, it's probably a few hours to get back up to the surface. Probably about 3 hours.
3 hours. Okay, well, still got plenty of time on the water breathing.
You could go up and get help.
Yeah.
We could waterproof some torches.
Right. Get some oil. I'm up. Yeah. But well, let's start doing that because definitely gonna need more rope.
Okay, so you guys head back.
Yep.
Okay, since you're all at different time frames right now, so you head up to the top. You don't pass by the other miners; they're still down there working. But you head back up to the top. You head into the city, and you start getting supplies. So the city is helping you. You don't have to pay for anything. The city is basically, you're helping them free some stuff. Meanwhile, you're doing things for yourself, but also you've been helping out with everything they're doing. So you can get things within reason. What are some things you want to grab?
Torches, some oil, some way to waterproof them, and more help.
Can we have our torches covered in wax or something before we go down there so we can peel the wax off and then the torches will still be fine or something?
They're kind of baffled by how to get the torches down there. Cover it up. They see a couple of gnomes are in the shops. They're thinking about the wax idea because that makes sense. It might work. One of them comes up to you and he's like, I can go with you and help you out.
You're in.
Oh, okay. Xander, name that gnome.
Jekyll's.
Jekyll's.
Bring a weapon.
Yeah, okay. I got a weapon. Always got my trusty dagger on me, and I got a couple of small things I can do. I'm not much of a grand wizard. I just have a couple of small things. Hopefully that's enough.
Well, something's better than nothing.
Oh, okay. That's what my wife says.
You'll need water breathing.
Oh yeah, I don't have that, but I'll get somebody to cast it on me. What other you can get? I'll allow you to bring. You go around. You gather 5 other people with you. What are their skills? What are you looking for? Make your team.
Tony, could
5?
they get someone from Gnome Patrol?
Yeah, Gnome Patrol would be good if they were still around.
New
They're alive.
Gnome Patrol.
Gnome Patrol would be good if they were still around.
No Patrol is they're alive, but their suits are done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still suits in the shop.
Yeah, careful, you're metagaming right now.
Get one? No, could they get one?
Could they get one? I don't know. You're metagaming a little bit too much.
You're going from Tony Stark suits to like Hammer Tech suits. Do you really want that?
No, there's still one good one in there. That's Corny's, right? Corny never took his.
If Corny
That's not a Rygar suit.
If Corny survives the apocalypse, he's definitely going to be having Hammer Industries his own suit.
Okay, Tony, while we're all kind of adding things, can I just ask, is Jekyll's wearing hide?
Armor?
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I tried so hard to resist. I tried so hard to resist the pun.
Nah, I'm lighting the room on fire.
Okay, so what are the rest of your team you grab?
Maybe a fighter or 2.
I'd say 3 archers and 2 fighters.
Yeah. That works.
Okay.
Or any of the gnome gunmen. Are they any still around?
Yeah, no archers. So you grabbed 2 pistoliers.
Somebody that can shoot from afar.
You got 2 guards, 2 pistoliers. If you want a gnomish guard, they have their flamethrowers on them. Is that what you want?
That'll work.
Okay.
Flamethrower? Better take them.
Yeah, and we have one more slot. What do you want?
It's all you do.
I would say a thief, but they all got destroyed.
Yeah.
Decimated.
Another mage.
Another wizard. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll for the level. Okay. Okay. You grab the personnel. You kind of give
I'd like
people
to
an
make
idea.
sure I got a backpack or a satchel.
You got it. What kind of weapon do you have, Nick?
Oh, let's do a good old-fashioned longsword.
Longsword. And what's your guard's name?
Oh, how about Laurel?
Laurel.
Sword's name's Hardy.
Jekyll's and Hyde and Laurel and Hardy. Okay, so you guys begin to head back down. You spend another 3 hours. You get down. You're already very tired from all the travel you've been doing, and the negotiating and people with you in between. But you do get there. I am going to give you a -1 as a competence bonus because you're kind of exhausted. So that means you've been doing this for 8 hours and you're just arriving there. But you are back to the same spot finally, and you can role play. How many people got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone, pick one of the guys you want to play in that group.
I'll be Shekels.
I'll be the mage.
Okay.
Sorry, who was in the group again?
That leaves me with an archer, right? Or a gunman?
Gunsman.
2 pistoliers. Two gunslingers and 2 flamethrower guards.
Oh, I'll be a
flamethrower.
flamethrower.
Yeah, flamethrower guard.
Okay, so only and Derek are the flamethrower guards. Mister, you took You took the wizard that's not Jekyll's.
Yep.
I'll play Jekyll's. And Keenan, who'd you take? Pistolier?
I'll take one of the pistoliers.
Pistoliers. Okay. Okay, so you guys are all there. You can interact as the characters you just stated, and you guys arrive. You're in charge. What do you want to do?
All right, I'm going to start tying the rope together to get more length on it. Roll to 18.
Okay, you start tying the rope together. You guys see the whole scene. Again, that large hole in the center of the whole place, and you guys kind of like circling around and looking at it. Jekyll's is the same thing. It's a long way down there. You sure this thing is down there?
The big hole.
I seen something down there.
I can burn it.
Yeah.
I'm going to burn it. I got fire.
Let's save that for whatever's down there that's not inanimate.
Why don't you burn the cigar for me?
Okay.
Thanks for the light.
He's now dark brown.
I'm used to the fire.
Okay, you don't know the irony of that statement right now. His last name is Brown.
From Keenan Brown to Dark Brown.
All right, we'll
Does
get enough
my
time
mage
to get-
have the light spell?
Okay. You cast a light spell.
Yep.
Light floats around, and you can.
And I want to send it down the, if I can,
Right.
down into the hole.
Okay, so you
Let's
send
peer
you
over
send the
the
light.
edge.
He sends the light all the way down into this large chasm in the center. As it goes around, you see things scurrying away from the light. It reveals to be that there's some sort of giant spiders around, if you couldn't tell. And they seem to be moving away from the light, not knowing what it is. In the center of this whole thing, you see not one, but 3 eggs. One is large, and the other 2 are very small. You can't see any more details on the items, the eggs, or the spiders.
We can just tell there's a lot of them down there, right?
I'm just going to put this out there, but we have a lot more canisters of this flaming stuff up there. I hate spiders. Let's bring about 40 of them down and just nuke the place.
As tempting as that is.
Took us 3 hours to get down here. We're going to go all the way back up.
Yeah. Are we in a hurry?
Oh,
Well,
I don't want to be
tired.
here for
We'll be tired in a little bit.
Maybe how much rope do we have?
Hopefully 150.
We could say even more than that. We'll say
Each one of us brought down at least 50 feet.
everyone should have 50 foot of rope on them. They're gnomes. So
Could we run a rope across and then hang a rope from the center and just bypass the spiders?
It's too far.
I thought we came down here for those eggs.
send me down and I'll burn them.
We could lower him down.
I'm wondering if we use Featherfall on the 2 flamethrower dudes and just let them jump off and they can just burn to their heart's content on the way down.
Roast and rotate.
I have
Or we could tie a rope to the back of him and just lower him down above where the spiders are, and he could just burn them, and we could just drag him around the edge of the pit burning.
I think
Hang me like fishing wire.
I think we should stay behind the flamethrowers.
Exactly. So what level is the wizard, Tony?
What level is what? Your wizard?
Is the wizard that I've got?
7.
7?
Yeah.
So would he have fly or levitate spell?
He could have fly. Yeah.
Because I think if he has fly, he could cast fly onto a flamethrower guy, then he can have a great time.
I'll tell you what we'll do to make it fair. We're gonna roll for the spells that you have.
Okay, cool.
So roll D10, and
18.
We're gonna say anything 6 or above. You got.
I got an 8.
8. Okay, so you have a fly spell.
Awesome. So I will cast fly on to one of the flamethrower guys and let them
Do it on him.
Yeah. Derek, what's the name of your character?
Okay, so you start all of a
Your
sudden
name is
you start moving up into the air, flying a little bit.
I'll say, go to your heart's content. Go see what you can find.
Just don't
Wait,
burn the eggs.
I
Don't
can
burn the
control
eggs.
this?
Don't burn the eggs, burn the spiders.
Yeah.
Done. And I go.
Juggles walks up to Do and he goes, "What do you want me to do?"
What can you do?
I can shoot out magic missiles. I can climb down. I have this
Spider
spell
climb?
that means it so that I won't fall.
Can you put that on me?
Move over. I'll keep the spiders off of them while you're figuring out your magic. It lines up a shot down the hole.
I think I can work it out that it's on you.
Okay.
You cast a spell. You see your hands. If you have any gloves on, you have to take them off. You see your hands become like adhesive.
All right. I'll test it out on the side of the hole.
You put it on the side of a ledge. You notice it works perfectly. You're able to climb down. So what do you, Keenan? You're firing down at what?
He's just taking up a shot, waiting for one of the spiders to do something that they're not supposed to be doing.
Okay. So Derek, your flamethrower is flying down into the chasm. Are you? You seem to be a pyromaniac. Are you just firing the fire everywhere?
Oh, I am. I am death.
Okay, everyone, roll it because he's very loud and obnoxious. Everyone roll D20 twice. If anyone rolls a 1 in those times, let me know.
Oh, Lord.
You got it?
3.
Almost. I rolled a 2.
I got a 5 and a 6.
Okay.
8 and a 3.
That's 2, 3, 5, 6.
Wow, you're all around it.
Got 18 and 19.
Okay, Derek, you roll also if you didn't roll.
Oh, yes. 17. Okay, I expected a 1.
One more time.
You rolled the
Did you roll
wrong.
twice? Oh, did he? Oh, he
Even
didn't.
better, 19.
Okay. So let me roll for Jekyll's. 10 and natural 20. We're good. Okay, so he is dancing around like a lunatic, flying through the air, spraying fire down there. You hear these creatures dying. Derek, your character is just seeing the creatures. You're just aiming wherever you can. You throw them. Since everybody you rolled pretty high. You're not having any problems. You're staying away from the eggs, and you're having a time for life.
Yeah, the eggs. I forgot about them.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't burn those eggs.
Yeah.
You're a madman with a flamethrower. It's probably a good thing you forgot about the eggs.
Yeah,
The
it
odd
is.
crack of a rifle going off here or there. A little bit of blood splattering on your face.
Literally, as soon as he said you have fly into flamethrower, I was like, done.
They heard nothing else.
Yeah.
Oni, you're the other flamethrower. What are you doing?
So right now he's standing up at the top and watching them burn everything. He's not doing anything. He's not
Okay.
going to climb down that pit.
What's Laurel doing?
Say what?
Nick, what's Laurel doing?
Laurel is going to pay attention to where the other flamethrower is, where Oni's at, so that he always knows he can be behind the flamethrower.
Smart man.
And he's going to do what Dew tells him or instructs him to do. Keep an eye on Dew and look for something shiny.
Okay, so
Keep
what
an
are
eye
you
out
doing?
for treasure.
What are you doing at this point?
Climbing down.
Okay, so you start climbing down on the side. The pyromaniac is flying around the area, just burning different things. You make your way down, probably about equal to the egg, but you're also on the outskirts of that hole, so it's not something achievable or obtainable from where you are. Do you want to continue to go down, or do you want to go a different way? Okay, so you keep going down. Everyone up top seems to be waiting, except for the flying fire, and you go all the way down. Realize it's probably about double that distance down. So it's probably about almost 400 feet to the bottom, which is quite a way. And you're like, if I had to climb this with a rope, it would be impossible. It would be too long and different things. You get to the bottom, but before you get to the bottom where you see the bottom, and you see the light. I mentioned the light is still be up top. Are you helping him out at all when you see him going down there, Mister? Well,
Yes.
Richard at this point.
Yep, I'll be sending the light with him so he can actually, or just below him so he can see what's going on.
The light goes down like a little fairy. It looks like it travels down. When you get to the bottom, you see the largest mother of all spiders on the bottom that is the size of the hole. And it's just sitting there, not moving. But it is like...
Oh, boy.
Angry.
It's the size of... Which means
It's waiting.
this thing is probably easily about 100 feet across.
So the eggs are sitting on top of it, like on its back.
The eggs are not on its back.
Okay, so it's only as big as between the center and
It's
the
like wrapped around the whole centerpiece.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's gonna.
What's
eat
that
us.
Pomeraniac going to do when he sees that?
Yeah, he just the little ones.
We might want to pull that guy back up here.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go back up and tell everybody what I just seen.
Okay, you climb back up to the top. You report. Pyro, you run around the whole thing. You've basically chased the spiders to the bottom. Do you continue and bring them down further, or do you come back up to the top?
There's only one right decision here.
Yeah, I'm coming back up. I got to tell them what I found.
A dude goes up to the top. Derek, what are you doing? You going to the top, or you?
Should motion.
Sorry, do I know about this spider?
Roll.
Well,
Roll.
yes. So when he gets down there, you see him climb back up, and you see the spiders down there. The spider's on the floor, and his legs are like wrapped around the center of this whole middle area.
Yeah. I'm gonna jaws this. I'm gonna take the tank that's on my back of flamethrower stuff.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna chuck it into the jaws of this beast. And then I'm gonna shout, shoot it! Up to whoever can shoot this thing.
How far was it?
Okay, so you
400 feet. It's like really far.
Okay, so you drop the thing down, and you are.
I'm going to actually try and get the I'm going to, since I fly, I'm going to try and get to the point where I can chuck this tank, like what you know blowtorches where you turn the knob and you light the little fire on it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to do that, have at least a little bit of fire coming out, and chuck this napalm flamethrower tank into this thing's mouth so that there's a flame or something coming out of it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and shout for somebody to shoot the light.
Okay, so you position yourself, you drop it over, and then in that order, as it's dropping to the air, the rest of you are watching, and he screams to somebody to shoot this thing. So Xander, you're Xander. Sorry, Keenan's character. You're set up, and you can take a shot at this. And by this time, you've pretty much gotten mostly out of the hole. Thank God, because this thing's gonna explode.
Yeah, it will. I'd say if he can't get it, I can. I can go up 600 feet.
Well, you can both. There's no reason why you both wouldn't turn around then and take a shot at it because you don't care if you miss. So you can both fire. You roll the 3.
Do we have hero points?
No.
Yeah, I got a 3.
So the thing comes down, hit the floor. You fire, you miss. You can see that.
I got a 19.
What'd you get?
I had 19, but I'm shooting a bow. Long bow.
You can't shoot the bow because you get to a ledge and I guess you could set yourself up and shoot. Okay, so you shoot the bow, you nick it, but it's not going to make it explode. So nothing
Rupture
happens.
that tank.
So that tank's going to go down.
Do I have
something they can fire at this moment? I'll give you 6 seconds.
Do I have fireball? Would he know a fireball, or
I don't think you would reach fireball.
It's a very basic.
No,
cantrip.
It's like 400 feet.
Yeah.
Is it?
feet.
Really far.
What's the range on it? Is it 400 feet?
I'm not sure.
Let's find
I think it's 60.
fireball.
60
I'm
or
pretty sure it's
120?
160 for a firebolt.
Now, because I have the screen recording right now. Can someone check?
Let's go. Cantrips, firebolts is 120 feet.
Fireball.
Fireball.
Ball should be
Fireball. The big
The
explosive.
nice big explosion.
Yeah,
Isn't
nice
there
big
one
explosion
more?
one.
150
One more
feet.
pistolier?
150 feet. Yeah, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Isn't there one more pistolier out there? We had two of them,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
it's true. You do. Okay, I'll roll for him. 5.
Nope.
Probably hits the spider because it's so big down there, but it does not hit the thing. And fireball, you don't have the range.
No, I was just looking, going, that's too far.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing falls. Good plan to start. Falls thing, just bangs the thing on the head. It does do damage to it. I'll give this times 6. Okay, so the thing freaks out. It shrieks and starts to climb up the center tower, like wrapped around it. And it's like coiling around it as it's going up. We're now going to
Is
put
it like
this
a
on.
centipede, or is it the spider?
It's a spider. It's just a spider has its legs wrapped around the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Remember, the area is maybe you guys are picturing it very small. Remember, it's huge. It's
100 foot. It's 100-foot spider.
Yeah,
Like
and
the
size of-
body
of
he
a
said was
Coliseum.
100. Yeah, he said the body was 100 feet,
Right.
which
so,
means
I mean,
that the
it's-
legs are like this is like a 200-foot wide spider altogether.
Yeah, and is it crawling around the outside of it, or is it just crawling up to it like,
It's
like
crawl-
a post?
It's crawling up the center mass.
Well, that's great. Okay. At least it's away from us. For now.
Think what you're thinking and widen everything because think Coliseum size.
Tony, can my character on seeing this, can he dive down past the spider to go grab this tank?
You can try to do anything you like.
Okay, I mean that's what he's going to do when it comes to his turn.
Okay, so we're gonna stop this right here. We'll begin again with that excellent idea.
It's gonna get eaten.
Could go either way. So you're just to clarify, you're trying to go down there and grab the tank.
Yes.
Okay, that's definitely risky. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Let's head over to we did there. Xander, we're up to you again. You're at the bottom of the tower with Sparky.
Yeah.
So are you guys just hanging out waiting for them?
No, I'd like to research the runes and see if this room has like a particular spot that like the magic would coalesce and you'd be able to use it properly, I guess. Since the room's there to keep the crystal intact and in place, someone would have a particular place in the runes to interact with it if they need to move it or add another crystal, stuff like that.
Don't find
Is
anything
my
like that.
guesstimation.
Yeah, you don't find anything like that. It seems like this whole room is designed in particular to house this crystal. That's the only information you know.
Do nothing else with it, huh? All right. But also, I'm probably not reading it right, so.
You definitely think it's beyond the scope of what you could understand, but it definitely looks like it's just here to house this crystal. And any kind of arcane writing or spell or enchantment is just designed to keep the crystal in a rotation and to keep it stable.
Is there any clear spots in the wall where it's not arcane writings?
Yeah, plenty.
Okay. I shoo Sparky out of the room and go to the door with him. And then I want to cast a firebolt at that part of the room.
Okay.
Because I'm wondering if it's going to be a similar time effect as the room upstairs that we were in, that everything was kind of bubbling out over time.
Okay. Make your attack.
Okay.
Your range attack.
And then
Don't roll a
the
one.
time crystal is totally going to go whack. It's going to be great.
Roll a 1, that's a possibility.
You'll actually hit it, and it's just that would be bad.
No. All right, here. Roll for an attack. 14 to hit.
14. Okay, you just shoot the wall. Burns the wall.
No timey-wimey effects.
No.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. I'll send a message. 'Cause I really don't have any contact with the heroes. It's mostly been Mistar. I'll just send another message to him. Just feel like, hey, hey, the room doesn't seem to have any time effects on it, like some of the other rooms in the tower, but it's definitely controlling or at least housing the crystal. I swear, I haven't touched anything. Just burned the wall a little. And I'll just wait for them to get here.
Cesario's up here.
This would be before they actually get to the tower. So
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say to him let's say, I go, Xander, head back up to the library and we'll meet you there.
Sure,
come
we
back
can
up,
make sure
and
the
then
door doesn't close. Not here. I got it. I'll send him a message again. I'll put the barrel of wine in the doorway so that if it goes to close, it'll get blocked. We'll head up. Hey, Sparky, gonna meet up with the others upstairs.
Okay, let's go. Okay, you guys go upstairs. When you guys finally, it takes you a while to get up there. When you arrive, just to make this a little smoother, you see them, two of them walk in, and you see a wizard is looking at some books. So he looks over, looks at them, then looks back at you guys, and you see it's the Chronomancer.
Hey.
So we're all in one place now?
Yes.
Yes.
Before you get mad, there were like 50 drakes and we only had one ship. we
saved what
we saved as many as we could.
This is the Chronomancer?
Yes.
He walks over to the Alabaster and he goes, "Here, I think you've lost this." And Alabaster takes it. He goes,
"Ah, yes, thank you."
So did you want me to come in here on purpose? Or are you just being reckless?
Perhaps a little bit of both.
Well, hopefully you haven't done too much here to upset anything. We should return. We were very clear about the instructions, what to do in the room. It's too powerful to leave.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry if I ruined anything.
I'm going to quickly interject with the Chronomancer and just say to him what we'd found out about from what Alabaster had said in our light, just to tell him, to say, we saved the books that you were doing your research on the true history of Andaria, and Alabaster had worked out the history and explained to him what we'd found out.
Okay, so you guys he starts walking downstairs.
He knows that we saved some of the books.
He starts walking downstairs. You could feel like he's not eager to talk to you because he's worried about the fact of being in another timeline. But he does answer you. Well, that makes sense. I have long felt there was something funny about the history of things. But it seems this is the course that we must take. So tell me nothing else. Let us just trust the time will work out.
What time are you from?
Again, I wish not to divulge too much.
So don't mess with time and everything will be fine.
I don't think it really works that way.
It is difficult to say because I have already, as you say, messed with time far too much. But if all of you who are not familiar with Chronomancy are poking around the tower too much, I fear that you will trigger something I cannot correct.
Then
why
don't you teach us?
I don't have time to teach you Chronomancy. No. My function now is to get Alabaster back to the time we came from.
Would it be all right if we came with you?
If you feel that is your destiny, then yes.
I think in this particular case, I would probably be best served helping you with your endeavors rather than helping here.
And I'm going to say the same thing as well, saying I think my skills would be suited anything else I can do in this time. I have unique skills which could come in very handy, and I think Xander should come with us because you always need to have some muscle.
Yeah, I'm not here for my spells at all. I get it.
I doubt very much that we all would have ended up in this one particular place at this one particular time if it wasn't necessary for the future.
And there's only really one place that Garthard could have gone after getting onto the other side of that door. And I owe him a drink. So why not?
What door? He stops.
A giant crystal door behind the library.
Are you saying
one of our friends went in there and never came back out, and they opened the door and nobody's in there now, so we're not exactly sure what happened to him?
There was a flash of light.
Oh yeah, and it threw all the rocks outside up in the sky, and one of them smacked into my ship.
You gonna pay for that later?
No.
He's got a good ship. He's got a good ship.
He turns around and immediately heads right back up to the library, through the library, and down the stairs.
Follow.
Yep.
Garthar, we're gonna head over to you right now. You are talking with all the people and all the other Dragonborn. Again, they seem friendly, they seem welcoming. You're not getting much from them about the communication. It's just too finite for you. It's you're not able to really get what you want from them. After about a couple hours, you've eaten, you've drinking something. The elder takes you into the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
You probably go in for about maybe like a half an hour's journey. A couple of the other Dragonborn kind of follow with you. Finally, he brings you.
How much further? Are we there yet?
They look at you when you speak, but they don't. You can tell they don't really have. They're not getting you in that moment what you're saying. They bring you into what appears to be a very high point in the center of the mountain, and it's basically carved out tunnels. And finally, you see that there is a large room with these thrones going all the way around in a circle.
How many thrones?
There's 12 in all. And when you walk in, he says something in Draconic. His voice kind of shrieks. And you see from other places, you actually hear things outside of the mountain. It sounds like very large. Then all of a sudden from other places you see walking down are these dragonborn creatures. They seem very different than the other dragonborn. And they all sit down, all different colors, and they sit down in the thrones.
Who are you? Do you understand me?
They kind of look at each other. One motions you to come to the center.
I move to the center.
Where are you from?
I don't know.
He speaks common.
I don't know.
Who sent you to this place?
I came from... I don't know when. I don't know where. I was in a tower. I look at the one who's speaking to me. I was in a tower with crystals involving time. And I tried to empower it, but I was sent here. I don't know where I am.
They look at each other. They're not speaking much, but they kind of just all look at each other. You do not have any memory of why you were here or why you were here, but you say you come from a tower.
Yes.
Of time.
Yes.
And what were you doing in that tower?
Was trying to aid the heroes of Andaria, if you know what those are. They needed diamonds, the power of diamonds to prevent time from moving forward or something. And the tower I was in had power over time, and I saw a diamond and I tried to empower it. And it sent me here, wherever here is.
They look at each other. You see they all get up. Some of them start walking one way, another way. And eventually they all leave the room. The elder is like standing behind you. And then from one other cave, you see a figure walk up. The figure's wearing red robes.
Who are you?
For 25 experience points, who is it?
Is it
the
wizard?
Who?
Is it Harold?
No.
Onyx.
Yes.
Nice.
Onyx walks up to you. Well, it appears that you have made quite a journey.
And what journey is that?
From what you described, you have traveled through the Chronomancer's tower.
Yes, that's where it was.
Well, we have much to discuss.
Who are you?
I am Onyx.
And that means what?
It is my name.
Oh. Okay. I'm assuming from them leaving you're someone of importance?
Let's just say that your timing is quite fortunate. I believe that in the past they would have looked into who you were more than now. But since I am here on a very delicate mission, perhaps you can be of service. Come, we'll speak of this further. He kind of takes you and guides you into deeper into this mountain and up higher.
As he does, I will ask, like, as kind of as one of those things where as he's like putting his arm behind my back, I'm like, wait, you know who I am? And then kind of leads me on.
Yes, I know much about the people who are involved in helping out the heroes of Andaria. You are Garthar.
Okay. All right. And then, yeah, I'm assuming we continue on.
He brings you all the way to the very top of the mountain, which takes some time. He doesn't say much. You finally get to the top, and you see circling around the top above, like clouds and such, is all a bunch of dragons. And there has to be in total maybe about 30 or 40. And right now, from the ones that you see, there's a couple of ones that are like just like colossal size. It's like almost like Godzilla size, like flying in the air, flying around. We're gonna stop you there. The three of you guys, Keenan, Mistar, and Oni, you guys walk back down to the. You're standing in front of the diamond, looking inside, trying to figure out what's going on. He looks around it, and he says, "Whatever happened to your friend, let us hope that it is for the best. And we are fortunate that nothing else happened. but it seems that the field around this tower has been disrupted. I'm able to correct it. It is good that I've been alerted to this, and very fortunate that I arrived at this time to do so. He looks at Alabaster.
See, I'm good luck.
So he casts a spell. You see, he adjusts the speed of it, and it starts going back to like a.
Whoa! If you do this, does it mean that he's going to be stuck wherever you went?
Wherever your friend has traveled to, he is there.
Forever.
I'm sorry, I'm getting the wrong voice. The wrong voice.
We don't know where he went, so
the Chronomancer says, wherever your friend has just traveled, he is gone. He's out of my reach. So there's no way to follow him. It's not meant to be a portal. But if he cast something or he did something to it, it's possible that is how it may have reacted to him. He could be 100 years in the past, 100 years in the future, or it could be somewhere else on this planet right now. There's no way to say.
Understood.
If the three of you wish to come with us, then that is where we'll go.
The Moore is definitely going to go with them.
Mister?
Yes, definitely.
Brown? Xander?
Yes.
He takes you back
What
down.
about Sparky? Is Sparky going?
I'm going to suggest to Sparky that he goes back to Lump.
I'll tell you what. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you. I'm going to let you vote. This is the power you're going to have over this. You guys can vote majority rules if Sparky goes with you or stays behind. Going from top to bottom. Oni, you go first. Yay or nay?
I would say stays behind to tell everybody what's going on.
Derek?
Stays.
Mister?
Stays.
Nick?
Days.
Okay. Keenan?
Days.
And Charles?
Stays.
Unanimous
vote.
So he stays.
Somebody needs to tell him what's going on. If we take everybody, they won't know what happened.
Okay, so he stays behind. He lets them know. You guys make your way back down to the thing. As you get down there, you see the door is kept open. It's kind of like forced open by some sort of magic. And when he gets to the Chronomancer, just takes his hand and pulls it. The door opens up the rest of the way, and he motions for everyone to walk through. You all walk in. The door closed behind. You're in that room for a while, and you see like he has a hand up, almost like he's holding a spell, and he routes people right back to the other door, which is also opened, and you guys walk through that door. And that's where we stop you guys for today, and we're going to end it now with Drew's journey. And we're going to see how this goes. Drew, you're in charge. You're in charge of the Motley Crew.
We're gonna end with us getting eaten by a spider. That's what we're gonna do.
We got to kill that thing, and quick.
Role play, guys.
It's on the other side over there. I mean, I don't think my flamethrower is gonna reach that far unless it comes over here.
Well,
is there some way?
Get up here.
Well, yeah. Was
Shoot
there some
out
way
its
for us to
eyes
get
from
there?
here.
Okay, I will back up, and I will get as far away from the edge so when it jumps over here, it does not crush me. And as soon as it is, I will burn it to death.
Aren't you exciting one?
We did get some oil, didn't we? Tony?
Yes.
Okay. I'll hand the oil off to somebody so they can throw it to Spider if it comes this way.
Who takes the oil?
I guess I'll take the oil.
Is a flamethrower?
I got a flamethrower already, so I mean, I guess I can have oil. It doesn't seem dangerous at all.
No.
Well, my thought was if we pour the oil over it, use the flamethrower and a fireball, that could just help.
Exactly.
Did my guy manage to make it past the spider?
No, actually, can I split? Well, no,
Go ahead, ask your question. Derek will roll that in a second.
Can I move? Yeah, can I move? I'll take half the oil and I'll move to the other side of the directly opposite Oni's flamethrower guy. So we've covered both sides. With I can pour oil down as I'm walking around. I want to pour oil down on top of the spider.
It's over in the center. It's really far away.
Is that possible?
Yeah. It is,
is it not? So it's not going around the. I thought it was going around the outside of it.
No, it's going in on the inside, like where the
is.
where the eggs are.
It's not a hole that you just walk down very easily. The hole is gigantic.
Oh, right. Okay. No, that's cool then. So I'll just go near Oni and have the oil ready to go.
Okay. So you guys, you walk around the hole. Derek, you flew down there. You can make a roll for that. It's your dexterity modifier.
Okay, of my character or of the gnome.
Oh, right. You can give him.
I rolled a 10. Okay, 12.
Okay, so you go down there. The spider is not paying attention to you right now, so you are out. You know what? Let me make a roll for the spider as well. The spider is not paying attention to you. You get down to the bottom. You grab the tank. Because you're picking up this tank, and it also is the flamethrower, and the tank has been damaged. You threw it down. You threw it down with the whole flamethrower and the tank and everything together. So when you pick it up, roll d20. If you roll 1, 2, or 3, it explodes on you.
Oh, no.
18.
Okay. So you pick it up. You can tell it's not in great condition, but you're okay. You still have fly spell activated. You can fly back up if you wish.
Yes, I do.
Okay, the spider is making its way up to this thing, and it's climbing up into the center, and it finally climbs over the eggs as if it's hiding the eggs, as if it claims it. And it's like shrieking, basically. Down on the bottom, when you're down there, you also can see a lot of the spiders are like climbing over each other on the very bottom, like hiding. But this large mother of a spider is on top.
Ew.
Well, I have to figure out some way to get it over here, because if it dies on top of those eggs, we're not getting them out.
Question
get it to want to come up here.
Yeah. Question would be do those spiders look like they're running away from the big spider or from the light source and the flamethrower?
Probably the flamethrower.
I'm not sure.
Flamethrower's dead.
Not sure. Okay, it's cool.
I don't really have anything I can do. I don't have a ranged weapon. I just have a flamethrower. So
yeah, I've got a few spells, but he's out of range. So
I'm gonna take a shot at the spider.
Oni,
go for it.
Yep.
It's ranged if you jump.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna jump. It's gonna drop 400 feet. Yeah, that's great.
No, I'd get either full fly or something on you before you did that.
If we're adding,
and then I'd be down there with
2 points
1,000
of dex,
spiders.
It's a dirty 20, so 18 plus 2.
Okay, that's a hit. You fire. Do roll 2d6 plus dex. So
6.
any plus is considered to be a +2.
Nice.
So when you're using like your main thing.
7 altogether.
Okay, so you hit it. The thing shrieks. It's basically turning towards you right now. If anyone else wants to take a surprise round, I'll give you a quick chance.
26 hit.
I'm gonna pull a
an arrow?
scroll maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay, you fire an arrow. Okay, and roll damage.
11.
I hold.
You fire the arrow. The battle begins.
Damage.
Who else is firing?
I'm pulling a rob. I'm doing a hold.
Okay.
I hold my
I'm
surprise action.
I'm doing the scroll
for the not
maneuver,
surprise
and
action.
he's doing a rob maneuver. So yeah,
Perfect.
we're both holding.
But you guys get a benefit the +2 synergy.
I'm gonna do an intelligent maneuver, and when I see everybody start to fire and we got one flamethrower down, I'm gonna slowly start to back up towards the entrance where we came in, so that just kind of hold there and see how things are looking.
Smart.
You're guarding our rear.
Yep. The very rear, the back rear, the rear.
Right. Hell, I don't care if you see me guarding you or not.
It's where the zombies show up, anyways.
You make your way back. The other guard kind of goes with you because they feel like he didn't sign up for this. So they start going back. Jekyll's makes his way around the hole as well. You have that area in the middle. It's about 150 feet wide. Don't forget that hole is the center of like the Colosseum flooring, and then the whole cave, the cavern, is the whole size of the Colosseum. Just to kind of just to refresh it on your minds. So you guys are circling around the whole area as much as you can in some ways. Derek, your character is flying above, and now we go into action. You see this creature shoots out a web, and it's going to shoot out at you, Keenan, because you're the first thing that attacked it. So, flamethrower guys, we're going to give you a defense of 15. Pistoliers, I'll give you a 16. Guard, I'll give you take an 18. And you also have your own stats. So his attack on you, Brown, it's in the 20s, so it definitely hits you. The web knocks you to the ground. You take 7 damage from the fall. We're going to make it easy and say everybody has 50 hit points. Unless you're due. You have the character ready. And you take 8 damage from being knocked over, and you're stuck to the ground. It's very thick webbing. That's its full round. There's nobody near you. No one else gets trapped. Going from left to right and top to bottom. Oni, you're up first.
Does it look like the webbing he just shot at him is like a string of web from the spider to him, or is it just he splatted on the ground with web? It basically looked like it's spread out like a cone the more that it came out. Okay, so it's actually leading back to the spider and bridging that gap.
Oh wow! Okay, yes, it is. I see.
Okay.
I see where you're going.
All right, so I think someone should get him out of there, and I'm gonna light that string on fire.
Okay, so you're running over to where Xander.
I'm running over to where Keenan is. Yeah.
Derek, you're up next.
Okay. My character is still flying up with that tank.
You're flying out of the hole, Richard.
Yeah, I'll follow on the other side. So I'll go over with Oni's flamethrower guy, hoping to work on the basis that if the spider does attack again, he will use a fire spell to try and fry it before it hits him. So while we're trying to free Ken's character.
Okay, Nick, you're still in the back? Nick just wants to survive. Keenan, you're pinned down to the ground right now. You can try to escape.
And try and rip these webs off me. Could I use my cigar to burn through?
I'll give you a +1 for the cigar. Go ahead.
Sweet. Just a D20 roll there.
Yeah. Give me a 14.
16.
Okay, so you start pulling apart. It gets to a point. You take the cigar. You burn it through. And you're like, thank God I smoke. You're up.
I'm going to duck around one of the stalagmites and take another shot.
Okay, go for it.
That'll be a miss. Oh.
Critical miss or just miss?
Yeah, critical miss.
Oh, 1?
Yep.
Okay, roll off the 1. The lower you roll, the worse it is.
9.
Okay, you go to fire the arrow. The bowstring breaks.
Lovely.
Okay,
hope you have more bowstring.
Yeah.
Okay, this thing. Hopefully, you got something else on you. You wearing the dragonhide armor?
No, it ain't. 2 weeks.
It's not assembled yet, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this thing turns around. You see it spray something very different out of its mouth. We're going to see who it attacks now. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not attacking Nick because you're not even nearby anymore.
Spraying poison. We're dead.
He attacks Richard's character. Richard, make a dex save. You're going to add a +2 to it. D20 +2.
16.
Okay, you dodge out of the way. You see some kind of like acidic thing hits the ground, hits a bit of your clothing, and it's like burning through the clothing, but you pretty much get out of the way. Oni, you're up.
So Keenan's free, right?
Keenan's free. He's getting up. You're still running around this thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna run for that for the thing that's attached. As soon as I get there, I'm gonna set the whole string on fire and burn the whole thing.
Okay. So the web is not attached to him anymore. Not attached to
but
the spider.
it's still attached to the ground, right? Or is
Yes.
it not a? Oh, okay. But it's not attached to the spider, so it wouldn't follow it back up to the spider.
No.
Okay, well then I'm gonna hide behind a stalagmite until I get another chance to attack.
Okay, Derek, you go.
All right. Also, I just wanted to say was something that was bugging me the entire time. You got it right, Oni. Stalagmite, G for ground, stalactite, C for ceiling. Sorry.
Well, yeah.
Okay. My guy will fly up and again try to chuck. He'll
6 seconds.
He'll fly with the tank and he'll ram it into the spider's mouth. Him included.
Oh wow! So are you gonna throw the
suicide bomber?
And yell, yeah, suicide bomber, and yell, shoot it! And he'll try to fly away in time, but no expectations of him surviving.
This guy decided that this moment is the reason why he's alive.
Kamikaze.
Yeah.
How far away is the spider and Derek's character now?
He's far. To get an accurate reading, I'll have to use your round to do it, but he's pretty far.
Roll a d20, you said?
To the center of that hole. Roll a d20.
That's a 9.
+2?
+2, so 11.
Okay, so it goes horribly wrong. You bang up against him, but because you can just push the button, if you commit to the suicide, you will just do an immense amount of damage to him, and you know that'll work.
Done.
You're not walking away from it.
Done.
Okay, so you hits, it goes wrong, you realize not working, and then you just decide to...
It's 100-foot wide spider.
Yeah.
He's afraid of spiders. He's like, I'm taking out my fear.
I hate spiders. Just in general, in real life, I will murder them.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you roll 1d100 for me, and you're gonna roll it with advantage, and that's how much damage you do to the spider.
All right, so a d10 and a d10.
I'll tell you now, since you're doing a lot of damage to it, I'll tell you now that the spider has 200 hit points.
87 damage.
Nice.
I can't believe on a D100 I rolled 87. Holy shiznit.
Okay, the spider
Nice
had a bunch
recovery.
of stuff embedded into it. That blast took a chunk of the spider out. It's freaking out, and like half a piece of it is kind of falling off. It doesn't know whether it wants to climb down, run away, and a part of it is trying to even protect the eggs underneath it. So the blast did not hit the eggs. He's too big for the blast really to get over there. So you're okay for that. Richard, you go.
Can I make an intelligence check as to why it's protecting the eggs? As in, like, is it like a mother? Does it look like it's a mother?
You believe it's claimed the eggs like it's its own.
Oh, it's claimed the eggs as its own. Okay. So what I want to do is yell to Oni, say, do you want to have fly as well? So you can get over there.
Do you have enough attack?
Yep. At 7th level, I would.
You yell back, but you guys are not close to each other. You have to use your round to get to each other.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'd then, if he goes yes, then I'd use my round to get to him, get ready to cast fly on him.
Yeah. So go yes.
Okay. So
Hook me up.
Okay, so you guys
That's
are
what I'm
running.
going to do.
You guys run over to each other. Nick, I imagine you're just standing in the back still, no change.
I'm not going to change until it looks like the tides have changed.
Got it. Okay, Keenan, you're up.
Okay, we'll take another pot shot at this thing.
Go ahead.
You get 15.
15 with your plus, yes, hit.
And then 2d8.
2d6.
2 or 2d6? Yeah,
Plus
there
2.
we 6. 8 altogether.
8 altogether. 141 damage done. Looks pretty hurt. Do you ready to take a turn? You want me to hold off, or are you ready to go now?
Well, I ain't got nothing I can do. I have no bow. I got no range attack after that.
Can he not repair his bow? Can he spend like a turn repairing it?
I think it takes longer than that to just restring a bow. I forget how long it takes.
He's a ranger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would mostly say what level of ranger he is, really. Because, I mean, restringing a bow, depending on the strength, on your knowledge of them, really.
I'll take a round to restring it. If that's possible.
Takes 15 minutes to restring a bow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, that's longer than a round.
Yeah. So I mean, he makes it clear to him that to everybody here that he has no weapon. Trying to think of anyone.
Would mending fix it? Because what I'm thinking is we've got 2 wizards in the party. Would one of them have mending? Being a gnome, they might most likely would. Could they use mending to fix the bowstring?
Yeah, does Jekyll have mending?
Hey, why don't you go get that other pistolier's gun? It's not like they're using it.
But wouldn't you
He's
still
still
need
alive,
to?
isn't he?
Wouldn't you still need to restring the bow though, even if you mended it?
That might work. The casting time's 1 minute though.
Either way, we need to get the other pistolier and the other wizard attacking that thing in the center there.
Because it's
Get
too
that
far
magic
for my
missile.
spells. It's just too far away for
How far is magic missile?
The pistolier is if you guys, one of you want to throw. Oh, we have the other pistolier that's there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
There's
we'll say
one more.
the pistolier near you, Charles, throws you the gun. I imagine your guy does not know how to use guns, but he'll obviously will probably take it. So you're gonna roll every time. I'm gonna give you a minus. I'll give you a minus -5 to your rolls.
Okay, so on a +2. Well, +1.
+1. Okay, so we'll say it throws to you attack.
That's a 14.
Okay, so that's a miss. But you're like, okay, I think I can handle this gun thing.
Yeah, I didn't do a job. That's
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got. Oh, so I forgot. So Derek, your guy died.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't officialize that, but yes, you died, and you did it to the gloriness of 87 damage.
Oh,
The 2 is
he went up in a ball of fire.
Yes.
Should we get some F's in chat
The
for
only
that?
way to go.
I think he would be happy with that death. Richard, he attacked you again. This time it's with the web also. And by the way, you're running near Oni. So as you guys are meeting up, the web goes to hit both of you. It goes flying out. It's just out of the reach of you, Oni. You don't have to roll. Richard, you do have to roll. Make a save, Dex.
I rolled a 16. Well, that's what I rolled, but so that would be +2. So that would be 18.
Okay, so you avoid the web. This is a fortuitous moment for you, Oni, because you both are running to each other, and he was attacked Mistar. So in the next round, I will give you that one opportunity where you could use something on the web, because the web is shooting out of him, tapping right there. You could hit the web theoretically nearby if you have a plan. That's his round. It's a miss. Starting at top left. Oni, you're up first.
I'm going to burn the web. Straight up. Just light the whole web on fire right back up to him.
Okay, so you run up. You fire with the flamethrower. Give me a roll. Achieve at least a 14 or higher.
15, 16, 17.
17. You hit the web. The thing starts to shrivel. Now you're thinking that you're trying to like hit him back. I don't know if it's not oil laced. So I think that you're
It's sticky though, right?
It's going to burn the web. It's going to travel back, but I don't think you're going to get the intended thing without something extra. So you do burn the web, burn up a bit back, it falls to the ground, nothing else. Richard, you're up next.
I'll cast fly on Oni.
Only you now have the ability to fly. Nick, you're in the back, you're waiting. The fire does look hurt, but it's not hurt enough for you. Keaton, you go.
Yeah, we'll get another couple of pot shots off in here.
Go for it.
So get a 5.
You shoot. It's a miss. You're up.
Do I have more than one attack? What level are we in here?
You are. No. You're third
Okay.
level.
Cool.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, that's definitely a hit. What damage?
2d6.
26?
No, 2d6 for the pistol.
Oh, 2d6. Oh, yeah. 2d6 plus 2.
That's a 10.
10, 151, and damage done. Let's get some shots. I haven't done anything for the other wizard's firing. Actually, we'll do magic missiles. I'm gonna do the equivalent of 3 turns of magic missiles. 4. I rolled 4 and a 4 and a 2. 4, 8, 10. We'll give one more. 13, 3, 16, just 30.
So Richard,
184. That's that wizard. The other gunslinger has been firing 3 rounds. He fires. I have 1 hit out of the group. 192 damage done from NPCs over the 3 rounds, plus what you guys did. This creature is literally on his last legs, so much that even Nick's thinking of getting in on the action.
I just unmuted.
Wink. Nudge.
So this creature, who did I just go with last with? I just forgot.
Me.
Oh, you went last. Okay, so the creature is going to attack. This is an acid round. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're firing. Once again, Richard, it loves you.
It does not like your robes.
And it was gonna be Derek over here, but then he died, so then it was just you again.
yeah, I'm dead. I'm a ash.
You're an ash.
Whatever clothes you're wearing, it does not like it.
No. Okay.
Well, I think it might be because I gave the pyromaniac the way to fill a fly.
They're all puce robes, like just like that weird puce coloring that no one understands. Yeah.
Okay, so give me a dex save.
Natural 20.
Wow. Okay, so you dodge out of the way. You're good.
Does a backflip.
Guys, you only need to do 8 damage. Oni, you're up.
I'm gonna fly right at the spider with the flamethrower, just blowing fire right in front. Just fly right over the top of him, catch him on fire.
Richard, what's your character doing at this round?
I'm gonna fire some magic missiles.
Keenan, pot shot.
Gonna fire some more pot shots.
And you make your attack. Everyone make your attack same time. You barrage in.
1, 2, barrage. Ooh, 20. Natural.
There you go.
Wow, look at the other flamethrower taking all of the flame credit.
I'm still alive.
He's not stupid.
I bravely sacrificed myself in a pyromantic flare of justice.
It was pyromantic.
Yes, exactly.
Just to put this out there, if you had gotten it into its mouth, I would have jumped down to get a better shot and then screamed at you to catch me.
Oh, the goal was so totally to Jaws it, but
I understand. You're just gonna steal all the glory.
I'll make sure his share of the loot gets to his family.
The egg?
As he said,
anyways,
across the cavern.
14 damage with the critical.
14 damage critical. What'd you roll?
I missed.
I missed.
Good job.
I rolled a 10, so I didn't hit him either.
You might. So a bunch of shots went in. You might have been. You did magic missile. So there you go. So magic missile, missile from Jekyll's, and your critical shot brings down the spider, and the spider crashes down. You're gonna roll a d20 for me. If you roll a 1 through a 5, the spider crashes down on top of the eggs.
14.
14. So the thing topples over, falls over onto the ground, and the eggs are untouched magically in this whole thing, and you are able to get to your prize.
I'm gonna go over there and fly over and start bringing them back.
Okay.
'Cause I'm the only one with fly, right?
Yeah. Well, there's 2 of you that can fly, right?
No, the other one's dead.
One blew up. I'm actually going to walk over to Do, and I'm going to go. I'll cast Fly using the 4th level spell. Fly on him and fly on myself, and go. Let's go for lock. So there'll be 3 of us.
You need more people to carry the eggs anyway. Yeah. So
how many people would we need?
All of you.
Okay, I can do another. I can make 3 other people fly. So I've got 1 4th level and 1 3rd level. So that's I can do 2 with the 4th and 1. So it'll be myself, Do, and probably any of the other ones.
So 4 of us all together.
Nick. So it'll be 4 of us in total that I can do fly on.
That should be okay. So you guys bring the eggs over to the main side. 3 eggs. They're there, and you're staying in front of it. You all kind of look at him because you know this was his mission to get it. And what do you do?
Said, what size were the eggs?
One is big.
One is the size of like a like
dwarf, halfling, gnome.
Like a golf cart.
Oh, that's definitely a dragon egg.
And the other 2 are half that size.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
We make omelets?
I'm going to ask Do one question. Do you actually know how to care for a dragon egg? Do you have any idea of how to look after one?
Maybe you should sit on it.
No. Are they okay to go in the water? Are we making omelets? I got a flamethrower.
No, let's not.
You have everything you need to cook the egg.
I think I've heard a lot of great ideas.
The temperature down here, is it like normal, regular temperature? Is it
60
kind
degrees.
of warm?
60 degrees.
60 degrees. Oh. Yeah, we might need to get these out of here. They need to be a little warmer than what it is.
I can make them warmer.
Okay. How long can that thing last?
How cold's the water outside this cabin? Water breathing lasts for 24 hours.
Yeah, you're fine with water breathing. Was that the question?
No, but like, how cold is the water outside?
Yeah.
Oh, the water temperature outside? It's probably about the same.
Okay, so it's not going to like seriously harm these eggs.
Not going to get them.
So the only thing that you don't know is what's going to happen when you bring it into the water. If you're going to be able to keep it up.
Yeah.
Well, we're still flying though, right? Or does that not work in the water?
Levitate would work in the water, wouldn't it? Make them lighter?
Well, I mean,
actually,
buoyancy on any object would make the object itself technically lighter. So
floating disc.
I'll tell you what. Since you have the flight spells on, well, the flight spells don't last that long either.
We could take some kind of like tarp, and we could heat the air using the flamethrower and bubble it up.
Oh my god, it's the riskiest thing.
That is awesome.
Or we could just like make a balloon out of some tarps and pull the balloons into the water, and it would be like buoyant, right?
Jekyll's goes. You know what? Okay, so we have a lot of rope. Let's just get the rope, all tie it, and if it's all like 6, 7 of us, just take it. We can all swim up with it, no problem.
What about if we use the floating disc? It can hold.
You definitely use the floating disc too.
Yeah,
I
if we use the floating disc under the big egg.
Idea.
Yeah, no. We want to keep these. You're dead.
You're dead.
So, my suggestion would be
Let's tie it up either way, and then you can use the disc.
and use the floating disc.
Pull it.
Yeah. So put floating disc to help it go up, and then we can use to tie the rope around it. So we'll do that.
Okay. You guys spend. I imagine you're taking the really big one, or am I wrong to say you're taking one of the small ones?
I need the small one.
You want the small
I'd say I would take the big one.
Why do you need the small one? Is it better to have a big one?
Tony, do I get a sense of the presence around me, drawing me to one or the other?
You do feel like it's one of them than the other ones. Yes. Roll a roll a d6. 5 and 6 is the biggest one.
2.
Okay, so you feel like it is one of the small ones.
Yeah.
So can we take?
You go to one,
of the small
and
ones?
you guys can clearly tell he feels like there's one that he feels this is the right one, for whatever that means to you guys, or you don't know what that means.
So we're taking both the small ones then, instead of the big one?
I would use I want to take the big one.
You can take one big one or two small.
We can always leave the big one here and come back.
Well, okay. Then what I'd say to them is that I'll wait here. If I give a couple of the other mage, myself, and a couple of the fighters wait here, you guys take the small ones up and then come back, and then we'll take the and then we can take the rest of them. Or do we need all of us to be able to take them up?
It's up to do. Is that what you want to do?
That sounds good to me.
Okay. So
as long as this one comes with me.
Okay. So you take the one that he needs. You guys come back. You eventually get the other one up, and it becomes, for the next few hours, it becomes the next interesting sight in the sunken city above that people were like, enamored with, looking out and they can't believe it. Like, oh my God, it's a real dragon egg.
Well, hold on. When we come up with the first two, we'll need to get a wagon for the next one.
Okay.
Preferably one with a cover over it.
I'll get a wagon. I'll get a wagon.
Okay. So the guard gets a wagon. You get a wagon for the bigger one. You have the other ones. And where do you? Don't you say, Charles, that your family is in the town somewhere?
Yeah, we have a little hovel somewhere.
Is that where you bring this giant egg?
Would he not take it to the exchange?
Not yet. I haven't seen Volt to give him the letter yet, so it's only been a day.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, so where do you put the egg so we can finish there?
Take it to Genty.
Take it to Genty. Okay.
Volt.
So that is where we're going to end, guys. Garthard, you found. I think you know what you found. If you could tell.
I know what he found.
I know what he found
home
too.
of the dragon.
Yeah.
Right.
I know exactly where he's at.
Make sure to tell them that we need help.
No, actually, no. What? What help? Where?
Yeah.
Nah, it's all good.
Xander, you completed your quest to find out if your buddy Garthar's in trouble or not. You found out that the answer is yes, most likely.
He's in serious trouble. Yes.
Yes. You don't know what happened to him. You have no idea.
This close to just touching the crystal of my own volition.
You touched everything else in that room. I'm surprised you didn't touch the crystal.
I made a play for it in my head. I'm like, nah, don't touch it.
Yeah, it's probably better off.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone else, you and the other two, Miss Star and Oni, went through the. I didn't foresee anybody doing that. I'm surprised you guys did that. And you go back. You went back through time to when Alabaster entered, and Dewey completed your ranger mission of trying to find the dragon egg, the one that you had a connection to when you found all the dragon scales. And you find that he found earlier that the dragon scales kind of invigorated some sort of connection between him and the dragon Ember's young that was hidden underneath. So that's where we're in today, guys. That was a fantastic mission. Good job. And
Only one death.
only one death.
No,
It was
no,
a
that's not a
sacrifice.
death. That was
No, that wasn't a death.
One
That was
sacrifice.
that was going out in a fireball of glory.
No. A fireball of glory would be crashing your airship into the enemy catapults.
No,
And make it by
no.
that much.
You see, that would have also required dying as well,
Yes.
going out. I didn't go out either way. Even if I had crashed the ship, I didn't die. So that would not have been a fireball of glory. That would just been me,
Fireball.
succeeding at
Fireball.
the fireball. This was a fireball of glory. This was
You went out a hero.
this was.
I think we're
this
going to
wasn't-
have a statue.
He
This
actually
wasn't-
pushed the button on this one.
I think
this
everyone's going to forget about
exactly,
you pretty
exactly.
quick.
No,
Oh, wow.
that's
Wow! Wow!
Here's what-
He's
happen.
going to be.
Laurel-
He's
now,
going to be
Laurel-
remembered by Jew for the rest of his life.
I'm
Yes,
okay
I'm
with
gonna
that.
remember.
Go ahead, Nick.
Laurel now has the story of all stories to tell to his family, so everybody's story will be told.
Yeah.
And
You didn't-
Laurel will he'll
Yeah.
just become a storyteller. He's got a great story now, and
You didn't even see it happen.
it
The
doesn't
great-
matter. I was
the great and
live.
overwhelming sacrifice of
He was
the
back there in the
gnome
water peeking
who-
through.
who-
Like,
who-
He'll fill in the missing moments with details of like what it probably looked like.
yeah. It was
and
this
how heroic
big.
I was.
Right, exactly. Just replace a couple of key moments with Laurel.
Yeah.
Wind blowing in the hair,
And the sacrifice of the flying flamethrower. Right.
There you go. That's pretty cool.
Don't even know the guy's name.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Alright.
Oh, he'll have one.
It's in the annals of history now.
Creative license.
That this gnome sacrificed themselves to defeat 100-foot wide spider.
the gnome torch.
Or a
Yes,
dragon egg
exactly.
that may or may
Torch.
not assist in the saving of the world.
Well, I mean,
Laurel's
depending
gonna
on how
write a
you
book.
raise it, if you overcook it, it won't help.
Goodness. Are
You
you, still
might get a
making
good-
flamethrower jokes?
You might get a good meal out of it, but if you raise it correctly, then maybe you might get a
Hey,
dragon.
Tony,
and,
just mute him. Let's move on.
Right.
Okay, guys, I think we're ended right there. It's a great note to end it on. Guys, thank you for playing. Is it with Oni, Derek, Richard, Nick, Keenan, and Charles? Guys, appreciate it. We'll see you on the next FPC
Tomorrow.
adventure. Yes, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Always Done
Yeah.
episode.
How much
Yeah.
XP did we get tonight?
100 for the episode.
All right, appreciate it.